Hello, it's Catherine and this is Austin, and I'm going to be recording my project for Diction class. Because Austin and I are singing a duet in Sacrament of Our Savior's Love, I thought it would be best if I worked with him a little bit on the diction so that we can pronounce everything correctly. Okay. So, Our Savior's Love. Now, a lot of people just say Our Savior's Love, which would not really be proper. It's an OU, not just an R. Our, like an hour, like kind of like it'd be an hour, but we don't usually pronounce the H, but it still sounds full.
Hour.
Yes. Now, Our Savior's Love is a relatively, it's a good hymn in the sense that it's got words that everyone understands and no words that are confusing. But when it comes to diction, we have to make sure that we know what to pronounce, how to pronounce it, and when we're pronouncing it. For example, there are a lot of different vowels for the English language. There's a lot of different things, ways you can pronounce A, the letter A, like A-A-E.
Like April, yeah.
Apple, or ape. There's different pronunciations for A and E and I, which is why in diction we actually have a little chart to help us remember which ones are which. So we have the E.
E.
Yes, this is E. It sounds like beat.
E.
E. This is I. Sounds like bit.
An apple, yes.
No. This is A. It's for bay.
Like.
That's how, so these are how it's sound. This is IPA. So if you're ever confused on things and you find a word in a dictionary, it'll usually have IPA on how to pronounce it. So bay, bet is this symbol, So then we have bat, which is actually this symbol.
Oh, cool.
And these are just how to sound them. These are the vowels. So when you say .com, ah, a higher A. Then there's a lower A, which is ah, which is calm, which is going to go down here.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. We've got O,
Oh.
like board. O.
Board.
Not that board, not that kind of board. Then we've got O for boat, boat, can't spell. And then we have for book, and for oot.
For book.
Boot. And then we have the inside, which is like bird. And then we have, this is commonly known as a schwa. So commonly found maybe at the end of phrases.
Okay.
Or
Duh.
it's like a U sound, except not voiced, not voiced, not really. Then there's this one. So this is going to be
But.
and this is fun. Okay, so for example, Our Savior's Love. So saying it is different than singing it.
Yes.
So how would you just say it? Bless you.
Thank you. Oh,
No, how do you say it? Saying
That's
it.
how I say it. Our Savior's love.
Okay. Well, in singing it, it's going to be mostly the same. You just got to make sure, we just have to make sure that we make sure we get all the vowels and all the consonants sounding properly together. So, which part do you sing?
Yes.
No, which part do you sing? Tenor, bass?
Yes.
Oh.
Both. Not at the same time.
Not at the same time, obviously. But you would have to make sure that it's on each beat. So
We'll do bass just to make it easy.
we'll do bass? Okay. So that would start on a D. So D. Either one. So we have to make sure that we pronounce it correctly. So, our Savior's love.
Our Savior's love.
The reason why diction is so important is because if we do not pronounce things right, people will not understand us. It becomes, again, important when you are trying to learn another language as well, because IPAing will also help with how you pronounce things. So whenever you IPA in other languages, if you wouldn't use this set because...
It's for this language, yeah.
Right. But there are different sets for different languages. But that way, when we pronounce everything, it actually sounds proper. So, our Savior's love, you gotta make sure, one, the vowels are beautiful and full, and the consonants are well pronounced. So, and that some vowels don't get, or some consonants don't get too much. So we wouldn't go shines. Or, and we make sure that we have light, not lie. So we're gonna try and sing this. Are you okay with that? All right, so I'm gonna give you your D again. And I have a F sharp. All right, we're just gonna do the first line. Is that okay?
Sure.
Our Savior's love shines like the sun with perfect light. So like that. We also need to make sure that when there are two different consonants, or I guess two different sounds, or any sounds in between words that should not meld together, that they're apart. So, for example, if you have a D at the end of one word and the next word is of, I don't think there's one in here, but you want to make sure that this is broken. That way you're not saying dove.
Yeah.
But we want to make sure that each word can be heard and not slurred together. So, as from above, we want to make sure we're not saying as. We want it to be a little more full, a little more rounded, which means the inside of your mouth, rounded. As from above, we want to make sure that we're not, again, singing it like we would say it. As from above does not sound nearly as good as from above. And again, we want to make sure that you can hear the above, but not too strongly because it's not an accented, or it's not the strong syllable. Now when it comes to it, we have to make sure that we're making the proper vowel because slight variations can be different. Well, actually that can be true of a lot of vowels.